This Jersey girl has no filter.
So are you getting a lot of hate?
Yeah, a lot of hate.
Bullshit.
Welcome to BS with Bella.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of BS with Bella. I'm not doing a video for this episode because I figured I would switch it up a little bit and just do a singular podcast video since Gina is staying with me and my room's a little cluttered right now. So I will put out a video for the next podcast, but welcome back. I have not done a solo episode in a little while, which is kind of crazy because I usually love having people on and I never really think of solo episode ideas. It's just I love having guests on. But hello. This episode we're going to be talking about college dating. College dating. This could sound great to you, or this can sound literally terrible and you want to crawl your eyes out when the topic comes up. Basically, let me just get into being a senior and being at Coastal for 4 years. There's definitely a hookup culture here. This is a very hookup culture school. You're very hookup stereotype. Like, you don't find a lot of people dating here. You just don't. I'm not really sure what it's like at other schools, but from my experience and me observing, this is definitely a hookup culture school. Being a freshman and getting into someone that was a year older was definitely a very weird experience at first. Me and Gina and all of them were not friends at the time, and we slowly started to become friends because I was seeing Ryan, who was a year older and good friends with them from their freshman year. He was a sophomore and I was a freshman, and we started all hanging out, and that's kind of how we became friends, was because I was constantly seeing him. But being a freshman hooking up with a sophomore was definitely a little, like, I thought I was pretty cool. I mean, getting into college and you're like, oh, I'm seeing someone older who's in a fraternity. I definitely thought I was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh my god, I didn't think I was cool, because I thought I was cool. And at first it was going really smoothly. I mean, we were seeing each other, you can put the pieces into going home with each other after the bars every weekend. And this was COVID, so there was really no frat parties because Coastal was really strict on, like, the whole, like, gathering situation. But they really couldn't control the bars. But, like, as I was seeing someone older, definitely, like, being a freshman, a lot of people were like, oh, she's, like, getting with so-and-so. And it was really kind of well known, so there wasn't a lot of privacy when it came to us, like, hooking up, which was kind of, like, really crazy because in the midst of COVID, you would think things are a little hidden, but no, like, everything spreads like wildfire because I was not in a sorority at the time when I met him, and then when I rushed and was in a sorority, a lot of this stuff became public. And, like, you had girls who made definitely some comments about, definitely were like, oh, well, I had girls come up to me, which was even so weirder, who were older. Just keep in mind, I definitely will never say names on here, but I had a girl come up to me, she was like, yeah, like, I got with Ryan, like, last year. And I was like, cool. Like, it's definitely one of those territorial things that girls get, which is so weird. Even, like, the college hookup status. Like, I was just getting with Ryan, we weren't even a label yet, and they were like, oh, well, I got with Ryan last year during this time, and yeah, like, we made out, or like, oh yeah, we did this, and it's like, I did not ask. And, like, girls will literally do that to, like, prove a point, which I think is so funny, because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person that, like, doesn't care. But, like, I did go to him and I was like, why are people doing this? Like, this is so weird. And he's like, I have no idea. Like, he was pretty clueless to it too. We were definitely both clueless because we were both definitely so confused as into the midst why people care. And I feel like at college, when you first start to hook up or date someone, people definitely like to be like, well, I did this with him first. Well, he's not with you, so it definitely doesn't matter anymore, which I think is so crazy that that's girls' first instincts is to do that, which I've had really weird encounters of people doing that. And then definitely, like, this, like, especially with me, I feel like when I was wanting to be exclusive with someone older, like, our problems, like, people didn't know about it, but people were like, when are they going to put a label? So I feel like even college dating, like, when people see people with the same people, like, going home and whatever, they're so nosy, and people, like, always love to get into each other's business, because I feel like when we were trying to figure things out in the beginning with each other. Like, so many other people weren't involved, and so many people put themselves involved, which is like so weird in the college culture, because you would think like when people come to college, they like, you know, like they upgrade like in maturity levels. And obviously I could tell you right now, yes, they do in certain circumstances, but definitely when it comes to boys, girls are freaking petty about it. And it's so weird. Like, people get so weird with boys, and it's like, it's just a man. Like, it's literally just a man. And yeah, I mean, we and Ryan definitely had some rough patches. We weren't exclusive yet, so we definitely like had some problems with like us getting with other people and stuff, but like it all ended up working out, and look where we are now, literally like 3 years together. But in the 3 years I've been at college dating someone, I didn't want to date someone at first, but it kind of just happened, and I'm honestly really happy. I can tell you, from the midst of me witnessing other relationships and witnessing myself, I've learned a few things. Girls, I will tell you a story that when we first started dating, someone posted on Stupid Yik Yak, like, Ryan Strobel and Bella Shue are broken up. And first of all, like, one, that is definitely someone that wanted to put that out and put that energy out there. And two, we both saw it and laughed. And you can like reply on Yik Yak, and someone wrote, "Oh, I don't think they are." And then this girl in my sorority like texted me and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Girl, what?" Like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like, this doesn't mean anything. Like, whatever." And it was like the first week when we first started dating, which is so weird because like you would think like, you know, the first week we're dating, everything's going swell. No, there's people posting on Yik Yak, and it could be boys, but majority of the time it's definitely girls who love to sabotage each other, which is so sad to say, because I feel like girls are never happy for each other, except friends. When it comes to friends, like, friends are happy for each other, but girls will like step over boundaries and definitely sabotage. And it's like, why? Like, what point? Like, do you get happiness out of this? Which is so weird, because like girls love to be involved in other people's relationships, and it's just crazy. But especially too, like, as time go by, we've had people be like, "Oh, well, like, so and so is cheating, or so and so is this," and it's like, we both know at the end of the day we're not doing that, and we have been with each other for 3 years. We're attached at the hip. If you basically see us in public, like, we're pretty independent people, which I think that's what triggered a lot of people talking shit about us. Was like, I would go out with my girlfriends and he would go out with his boyfriend. So like, people just love to stir the pot. Like, I had to DM a girl on Instagram one time. I DM'd her because she was, you know, spreading some lies, and I was like, "I don't even know you." Apparently she knew my boyfriend before me, and it was like kind of a really like weird little instant. Like, I shouldn't have to DM a girl who I barely know to be like, and yeah, like, I could have just like let it go, but a part of me was like, I don't like when rumors, and it's crazy that this girl was saying it. At the end of the day, it's like, I am going to defend myself. I'm not going to sit here and just let someone just like run their mouth about me. I basically had to be like, "Hey girl, I don't know why you're spreading rumors. I don't know why you went to my boyfriend and said so and so this about me." Like, it's just weird. So girls, like, I feel like even if you're in a secure relationship, other people try to like sabotage us in like different ways, like maybe kind of like minuscule. I wouldn't say like they were like super dramatic circumstances, but people were just trying to just like the side comments. It wouldn't be like anything like stirring the pot in public. It would just be like little side comments or rumors, and it's like, we both knew at the end of the day like things are gonna go on. And like, I have been a pretty confident person in my relationship with him. I was not really confident in my past relationships, and I feel like as you grow up in college dating, it's definitely, you mature, and like being with someone older is definitely a little more mature than being with someone younger, in my opinion. There's different circumstances, and like, you kind of like have to learn the girlfriends, and like, you have to balance who he's friends with, especially if you're dating someone like a year older or a year younger. You're just gonna have to know the difference between friends, and that's definitely a maturity level of people, is like the whole friend boundary, like who his girlfriends are, who your boyfriends are. Like, they just need to know. And I feel like me and Ryan dating, we both kind of came familiar about who was in our inner circle and who wasn't. He definitely knew people that like freshman year, like, hi, bye, like type of thing. But like, there are girls who are just like get really inappropriate. Like, there's definitely been times where I have to what is she doing? Like, that's a little weird. Like, someone who's like, years younger, like, followed my boyfriend on Instagram one day, and it was just like you had to, like, and I'm not crazy when it comes to that. It's just like some girls, like, they just don't know, like, boundaries with boys, and I've heard, like, literal horror stories about, like, people, like, going after people for, like, hooking up. Like, I mean, like, I've had, like, incidents with my friends and with these girls, and it's like, why do you have to talk shit about each other? It's like, why do you have to talk shit about the ex-girlfriend? Like, why do you have to do it? Because it's like, you guys are all going to the same school, and definitely with, like, college dating, like, you definitely have the ex that, not here with between me and him, but, like, in my other friends' relationships, like, you do have these girls who they did sleep with them, and it's like they try to jeopardize, like, other relationships, and it's like, grow up. And especially being in Greek life, like, your business is not your business anymore. I feel like when we first started dating, like, everyone, my old sorority, like, my oldie, like, I was in AZD, but, like, my old sorority that I was in, and his fraternity, like, people did know, like, about us, like, dating, which was, like, we were pretty public about it, but yeah, but, like, everyone knew, like, oh, there's Bella and Ryan, or, oh, Bella and Ryan, like, no one ever really, like, didn't know our business. They even knew when we were hooking up, and when they asked me out, like, it just, like, everyone knew, so it was, like, when it comes to college dating and, like, being in an organization, your business is not your business anymore. Even if you hook up with them, it is so crazy. Like, people find out everything. And being at a small school, like, people are so observant. Like, it's crazy. Like, I, like, have this, she's, like, one of my best friends. And definitely, like, me and her have gone through the ringer with, like, definitely girls in situations. It's definitely, like, girls are just so sabotaging when it comes to relationships, and it's actually so sad. It's just like, when it comes to just, like, respect, it's like when you college date, you are, like, going through the ringer here. Like, when you date someone that's in a frat, or you date someone that's, like, well known, or you date someone older, it's like you are put through the ringer of test. How would you feel if this girl went up and touched him on the shoulders? How would you feel if this girl randomly followed him on Instagram, or randomly was Snapchatting him? And, like, I had, like, a girl one time, like, oh, you don't need to tell Bella. And it's like, we are friends. And she was one of my friends. I'm quoting that. She was one of my friends, but she was like, she messaged him, like, even Ryan, when we were, like, hooking up, like, you don't need to tell Bella if you don't want to. Like, and he told me, he was like, she tried, like, asking to come over, and, like, he was like, then she hits me with the, we don't need to tell Bella, and he told me, and I was like, what? Like, you are put through the ringer when it comes to college dating, and definitely, like, it is just, even if you're with an athlete, or you're with, like, someone that's just, like, really well known, like, has a lot of friends, like, especially at smaller schools. I'm not really sure what it's like at bigger schools. I feel like bigger schools are a lot easier to get away with, because it's like, oh, they'll look on social media and you're the girlfriend. But, like, when it comes to coastal, like, so many people are observant, like, especially being a bartender. Like, I can tell you I've seen cheating happening, and it's, like, breaks my heart, because it's like, I know the girl, and it's like, do I even tell her, or do I not tell her? Do I just keep my mouth shut and stay out of business? Like, it's like, so many things happen, and it's like, you just, like, are put through the ringer here, and it's like, some guys are so not trustworthy, and I'm so happy mine is. Like, I love him to death, and, like, he's definitely a different type of frat boy for sure. But again, you go through, like, circumstances of, like, this girl being too close with him, or this boy being too close to you, and it's like, you are put through the ringer when it comes to college dating. And I think it's crazy, because but, like, girls do not care, and it's like, oh, but you're supposed to be a girl's girl, or, like, like, I would never, like, for example, like, I know things where, like, girls have, like, know the guy that some girl likes and sleeps with them, and it's like, why would you do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, girls are so crazy when it comes to guys, because it's like, well, I liked him first, so you can't see him, or, oh, I was texting him first, so you can't see him. And it's like, you're not dating. So it's like, everyone just gets really sensitive in college about the guys and situations. It's like, you always have the friend that puts tabs on boys, or not friend, but knows a girl who puts tabs on boys. You know, the girl who only likes a certain guy group, and then will go after the same guys in the same group. It's, like, so crazy, because you will not understand this culture until you're in college. And I feel like people like reading it, like listening to this, are definitely, like, making scenarios in their head, which I am making scenarios in my head too. Like, there's been so many instances where I can't just like give it away without the person even like literally like listening to this and being like, what? But like I've had girls like even college dating, like when it comes to like people don't care. Like at the end of the day, like you would think like certain girls were raised a certain way, but some girls don't care if you have a boyfriend. They'll still try to get the man. And it's like, girl, you're never going to be in the picture. And I think when it comes to dating, it's like always just be in the moment. I always say this to people, just enjoy your time in college with them, because it was fun having a boyfriend in college. Like we went to every like social together. Like we were like each other's best friends, and like no matter how steady you are put through the ringer. And even long distance, I mean, I give it like credit to anyone that does long distance in college from two separate colleges, but like doing long distance now, like it sucks. Like I miss him so much, but at the end of the day, like I know we're gonna be fine. And some people it's not, and some people are just not compatible, and there's so much drama that couples experience here. Like they fight like crazy, and it's like, just live in the moment. And like every time I say this to people, are like, oh, I want to go sleep with someone, or I want to go home with someone. And it's like, girl, like STDs like go around like crazy, like STIs go around like crazy. And like when it comes to college dating, like don't search for it in college. Don't be like, I want a boyfriend in college, I want a boyfriend in college, because like it like comes when you don't expect it. And so I think what I say to people is like, my advice is like, be yourself and enjoy your time in college. And if it comes up and it happens, it happens. But like you, like when it comes to even just hooking up here, like there's a lot of games that people play, and I've heard a lot of games that people play, and it's like, it's not worth being in a game. It's not worth being in a game. And like especially with dating, like I always say this, like girls can run their mouth, but like I will forever say, like if you're steady in a relationship, no matter what is thrown your way, you'll always be together in the end, which is true. My advice with college and dating and status is like, just enjoy it and like have fun with it. Like do not, but like you are going to be thrown to the ringer. So it's like, you're going to have to go through hell and back, you know? Like I know like all my best friends have been like through hell and back with boys. And like me and G talked about it, like I was talking about before. Like me and G have talked about it on an episode with us, where like girls don't care. Like girls will do anything to get what they want. College dating is like definitely a different type, because you guys are still young, you're still young love, but you're also maturing at the same time. And like there's maturing situations where you're like, oh well, gotta let it go. Do I want to fight with him about it, or do I want to let it go? And it's like, which is okay. Like you can have certain times, and you know, you have like the college dating of breaking up. Like breaking up at a school is definitely pretty hard. I mean, I've seen it firsthand with my friends. Like it's hard to breaking up and dating, because if you do break up at school, they are seen at the same bars, at the same days, on the same events. They're in the same organization, or are in an organization or not. You see them every weekend, and they're going home with other people. So it's definitely like the girl that you should never worry about is like, it's crazy. Like college dating either goes completely good for people or goes completely wrong for people, and that's okay. It's definitely a learning process. Like breaking up at a school, I've seen firsthand with my friends, has been really hard, because it's either like the super back and forth or the super talking shit about each other, which is like really not that great. And then their new hookup gets involved and starts running their mouth, and then you're like, why is she running her mouth when she just literally met him, or just literally was in his bed for one time? So it's definitely with the college dating, like dating and breaking up is definitely like something that you have to experience in college. Like I never experienced a breakup in college, because thank God, you know. But like sometimes people date a bunch of people and not know what to do, which is fine. There's a lot of like, there's a difference between like dating seriously and dating like casually dating. Like I know a lot of people that are just like casually dating people. But like again, your business is like, especially out of small schools, like everyone's business. So I just feel like I learned a lot, like being in a steady relationship for 3 years, because I like was able to like get knowledge through my friends from situations of like the drama that occurs. And like you need to understand, like when you get into a relationship, drama is going to happen, and like you're just gonna have to deal with it, because people will either make jokes, or people will make side comments, or people will try to like be mean or start literal fist fights with people. Like, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. Like, girls are literally crazy town. Like, I don't even care, like, what anyone says, but, like, girls are crazy. Like, I I've known a few stories where girls have like slapped other girls before, like over a hookup. Like, it's so crazy. And it's like, dude, chill out. Like, there's just like so many, like, when it comes to drama, like, you're definitely gonna meet some crazy girls and some unbalanced freaked girls who just like don't care and will do anything and will think a hookup, it means love after a first night stand, which is crazy because like that does mean nothing. Like, I think everyone gets this delusional that for one night stand, if it happens once, that you're in love. That is just not true. He's probably gonna dump you to the curb. He's probably gonna block you because guys are dicks. Like, a lot of the time in college, guys don't mature as much as girls. So sometimes like dating, like, you're like dating a little less mature guy, like, it's hard. It's really hard because if you're the one that's mature in a relationship with in college dating, it's like you need to be on the same page. Think of it like as in if roles were reversed. If someone were to do that to me, like, would you be upset? If roles were reversed, if someone did this to me, like, would you be sad? And usually most of the time they're like, yeah, well, it would bother me. Yeah, it would bother you. So it's like you also have to be on the same page when it comes to boundaries. Like, a girl buying you a drink and like being a little flirty and you're like, it's not making me uncomfortable. And he's like, well, she's just a friend. Okay, well, if a guy just bought me a drink and was flirting with me and he was one of my good friends, I would just say he's just a friend. But to them, they'd be like, no, you don't get it. It's another guy. Well, that's when it comes to college dating, you guys have to be on the same page with certain circumstances because then it won't work. Because then people are just going to crawl over you guys and everything's going to be okay, and then you guys are going to be sneaky with each other and then probably cheat on each other both and then be like, oh my god, we're still dating though. That's another thing. There's between a fake dating at college. I call it fake dating, where like these couples will date and they won't be seen with each other ever, and then they're sleeping or hooking up and it's like an open relationship, but they're like madly in love, happy 2 years, but it's like, oh wait, we've broken up like every hour of every day. And it's like, well, that's not really 2 years. That's maybe like 2 weeks. Like, girls, like, it's crazy. You definitely see different types of relationships at schools and college. Like, you have the girls who have an open relationship and they say they've been dating the same person for 3.5 years. Or you have the same people who like break up every other day and then don't count the breakup. And they'll be like, happy year, babe. Like, love you. But, like, you guys broke up 4 months ago and got back together. So it's like, did that not count when you hooked up with other people? Like, so you definitely experience like real dating or not so dating because like you know the two immature people that are dating and they like get really drunk and they fight and like it's just like there's different tiers of college dating. There's like the bottom tier, which is like the most immature people who get like super drunk and like fight all the time. Then there's like the meat and like I would say casually dating at the bottom, and like yeah, and then I would put like at the bottom too, like or the second, where you have these people who are like healthy, but like they like barely hang out with each other and barely talk, but they're healthy in like different ways. And then you have like the bottom of the top, like super healthy couple, fights here and there, and like super sweet, like definitely like loves each other. And then you have like the top of the tier, like the people who are happy, do not fight, do not care, like have a good willing relationship, they do whatever they want, like, but like it goes like in like bottom, top, whatever, like it goes in different scales. And like then you have like the people who like aren't allowed to go out because their boyfriend is so psychotic that they're like, if you go out you don't love me, you're always looking for people. And like that's the thing too, is like I feel like that's a common factor in people's relationships, is like the going out status. Like me and my friend Gianna, we're both doing long distance and we both still go out, and it's not because we go out to like be with these people and like find another lover. It's like we go out to have fun. And I think a lot of like different people when they date people is like the going out is like the thing. Like, well, you're not, I guess we can't go out anymore, or I guess I gotta hibernate, because you have those couples too. Definitely gonna add them. They're probably like middle tier. It's like where they date but they hibernate and you only see them like on game days or like big events. You never see them at the bar on a Friday night for no reason. Like they just are like, we just love each other, we're just gonna watch a movie and stay in. It's like, okay, that's good after like a while, but like, why are you guys hibernating each other? To not going out doesn't mean you can't have fun. Like, that's the thing, is like, you definitely could see the girls who are like, unfortunately, college dating can be really toxic. It could be really great and really toxic. And it's definitely one of those things, like, you, as a bystander, like, I've watched like the loving couples survive outside of college. I've seen the toxic couples go through it 4 years here and they're still dating, and you're like, why is she still dating him? Why are they taking pictures together? I think that's like fake dating to me, because it's like they don't really love each other. They're so toxic, but they're like, oh, we love each other. He's like the Libra to my Capricorn, or whatever the hell people say. But it's crazy because like it definitely puts you through the ringer, and like it's college dating. It's so crazy, but I feel like this was a cool, fun episode to talk about, because I feel like as someone who's been strongly and confident in a relationship for 3 years, I can proudly say of the situation I've seen and the people I've had to pull out of situations. Like I've had to like tell my friends, they come out with us, like, and like there's been situations where they're like, well, my boyfriend doesn't want me to, and it's like, come out, like be with your girlfriends, like have a good time. Like they don't need to be home and like checking your location. Like you can go out and have fun. So my advice with all this college dating, if you're looking to get into it, just be smart on who you date, who you want to get back together with, or how you want to be in a relationship. Because if you don't do it the most smoothest and confident way and the healthiest way, you're going to be stuck with a toxic, probably maybe frat boy who, I'm just saying this stereotype. You just need to like figure out you want to find love into someone that will treat you right and mature with you and will give it you all, not just live in the college stereotypical party all day, party all night, and not talk to you, but talk to girls still and not love you the way you should. So definitely love yourself, take care of yourself, have fun, and like just don't be in a rush to date people. Like have fun, but like again, do not search for love at college. It won't work. It will not work. Let the love come to you. And I always say this to people, just let it. Love will come to you when you least expect it. That is my little episode on college dating. I will see you guys next week. I know you guys have probably been seeing me on my socials posting a lot. I'm trying to get a job in radio and TV after college. Like I'm trying so hard and posting on LinkedIn and posting on my socials. I'm not going to have a video posted again with this YouTube, so check this out, stream it, share with people. I'm thinking about doing maybe a giveaway. Message me if you think that's a good idea, because I'm like in between on that, like doing a giveaway or not. But love yourself, have fun, and I will see you guys next week. Make sure to follow, like all my stuff, subscribe to my channels, my TikToks, my Instagram, my YouTube, and I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
This Jersey girl has no filter.
So are you getting a lot of hate?
Yeah, a lot of hate.
Bullshit.